Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ratchet & Clank Marathon. Now, it's been a good month I want to say since I last reviewed Ratchet & Clank 3, Up Your Arsenal. So, I say we stick around to PlayStation 2 somewhere because that's where the next game in the franchise originated on. I'm talking about Ratchet Deadlocked. This is probably going to be the most polarizing Ratchet & Clank game right next to another one, I want to say, but more on that game later.
That's right, you get in there, bitch.
Ratchet Deadlocked, aka Ratchet Gladiator in the UK and Australian regions, is a platforming arena fighting game released for the PlayStation 2 originally on October 25th, 2005. Same year as this piece of fuck. And later, the PlayStation 3 on May 21st, 2013. Ratchet Deadlock, due to it being released back in 2005, was, I want to say, a bit more on the edgier side of things compared to the previous three games. Let's just say that '05 was a very edgy year for video games. May I remind you all that Shadow the Hedgehog was a thing? But anyways, let's get that little plot summary out of the way. So the story of the game begins with Ratchet, Clank, and Big Al returning from Ratchet & Clank's 1 and 3, are basically abducted and forced to compete in Dread Zone, a very violent game show ran by a literal business shark named Gleeman Vox, in which heroes are forced to kill each other. Ratchet is given a deadlock collar, which will explode if he becomes uncooperative or boring. The three must find a way to deactivate the collars and free the other heroes while being held prisoner. Jeez. Talk about a much darker and edgier story than in the other games, I want to say. Now, here's a bit of trivia. Deadlock was the last of the Ratchet and Clank games to be given a T rating, despite the introduction of the E10 Plus rating earlier that year. And it was also the last Ratchet and Clank game to be released on the PlayStation 2 before its discontinuation in 2013. But yeah, the plot is complete challenges, kill a team called the Exterminators who serve as the bosses of this game, do more challenges, and finally kill Gleeman Vox and watch the Dread Zone station get blasted to Kingdom Come. So while the story really isn't my cup of tea, mostly due to the much darker and edgier tone, which I don't mind darker plots in games as long as they don't go overboard or borderline edgy with it.
Gameplay
So,
for Deadlock
what about the
is
gameplay of
roughly
Deadlock?
the same as the other three, but
Let's
with
find
an
out in the
ungodly
gameplay
amount of
department.
vehicles. There are a total of 4 different ones you can get, and they control not too bad. Sure, some are ungodly fast that I find myself crashing into walls more times than other cars in Grand Theft Auto 5, and some are so slow that I could take a nap and the challenge will not be done. But overall, they're not too bad, unlike the ones in Edgy the Hedgy. We also have not Clank, but the combat bots, Merc and Green. They're basically our replacement for Clank, since the little guy took the role of mission controller. But yeah, Merc and Green are actually more competent than the entire Galactic Ranger squad from the last game. Hell, when the game first got the first trailer, it was even pointed out that the combat bots are more competent than those galactic cowards. But yeah, Deadlock's gameplay as a whole isn't too bad. So overall, is Ratchet Deadlock still a good game? It's not bad, but due to the heavy edge factor and the unnecessary darker tone for the story, it's one of the weaker ones in the franchise. It is with that in mind, I'm giving Ratchet Deadlock a 6 out of 10. But now, I want to hear from you all. Did you play Ratchet Deadlock and could you recommend it to a friend? Leave your answers in the comments below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and GameJolt. Links are down below, as always. So, like I said in the previous video, I might go on hiatus, which clearly I'm not, mostly because this video is coming out today, just to make up for the lack of a Ratchet & Clank review. But like I said, school just started back up for me, so videos might come out on Fridays and weekends, just like in my About section said, which is total BS, because I practically upload whenever I fucking want. But anyways, join me next time, where I take a look at Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, originally released for the PSP, but I'm using the PlayStation 2 version because my PSP screen is unfortunately cracked a bit. Anyways, I've been Horror Kid, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.